Hey everyone, it's been a bit. Um, just wanted to give a little recap of the meet that I've been working up toward. Um, that was this past weekend, this past Saturday. I went 1 for 3 in the snatch. I made 85, I missed 90, and I missed 93. And I went 2 for 3 in the clean and jerk, made 107, made 110, and just pressed out, I thought barely, but it was a press out of 115. Um, yeah, wish I did better, as it's been documented in these, especially the last couple videos. I hit some really good numbers. I clean and jerked 120 a couple times over the last 2 weeks. I snatched 97 a couple times over the last 2 weeks, cleaned 130 in September, jerked 125 in September. So I definitely had higher, I hate to say expectations, but aspirations, I guess, for openers and second and third attempts, of course, right? But just didn't work out that way. I came in at, interestingly enough, I came in at 83 kilos weight-wise, which I wasn't expecting. I thought I was bulking up-ish, because I knew I was lower than I wanted to. The last time I weighed myself, I was like 85 kilos. So it's probably some form of that, and I kind of alluded to it in the previous video, but I've been pretty stressed the last 2 weeks. This final week and a half of training prior to the meet didn't really go all that well, if I'm being honest, so kind of didn't go into it with a lot of confidence. Another thing, too, I think that was a pretty major detractor was I was there alone. I don't have a coach. I don't have teammates or anything like that. I'm not trying to throw like a pity party or anything, but it made it a lot harder to, time my warm-ups. I found myself warmed up a little too early, I think both times for snatch and clean and jerk. And then what I wanted to open at a lighter weight to make sure I made it, of course, and I did. But especially for snatch, I think I just opened it a little too light, because then I ended up waiting for that 90 attempt for quite a while, probably like at least 10 minutes. And in that time, I don't know if I was just the nerves took over or what, but like my arms went like, not numb, but just felt extremely odd, like light. And I kind of felt it like in my midsection too. So I kind of knew going into that attempt at 90 that I probably wasn't going to make it. But it's just, I've made that probably 5 or 10 times over this training block. I think I even attempted it for a double once or twice. So that's a little disheartening, but, it's fine. I got a total. Honestly, that's the thing that I was worried about the most, especially considering the week that wasn't very great leading up to it. I was worried that I was just going to bomb out, honestly, which is why I adjusted those attempt numbers, which I think was needed, right? But if I would have hit the initial numbers that I thought, like initially for snatch, I was aiming for like 90, 93, 97. And for clean and jerk, I was aiming for 110 or 112, 115, 116, and 120. I would have like almost won my weight class. So, but that's not how it went, and that's fine. I also wanted to take the time to kind of like reflect on the 10-week program that I wrote with the help of ChatGPT. In the beginning, it was working real well. I was responding really well to the volume. I think the exercises that I had picked were being fairly effective. But I really kind of spiraled out at the end. My strength seemed to go down. And again, like I said, I was kind of like losing weight, which didn't help. My strength started to go down. Therefore, I was starting to miss those heavy singles, kind of had like little to zero confidence in going into the meet. So that was kind of a big detractor. I think overall it's definitely a fine like option, right, to make like a program like that with AI. Of course, I think the best thing to do would probably be to have a coach, honestly, but I just don't know if that's something I can swing monetarily, and I don't have a dedicated weightlifting gym within at least 100 miles of me, so it's just not something that's feasible, which is fine. So I mean, I made a nice weekend out of the meet, somewhat. I went down Friday. I stayed the night Friday night, about 10 minutes away from the gym. What you're seeing here is a round of disc golf that I played the next day, but I stopped at a really nice disc golf course on the way down. I played another nice one before I left the surrounding area, and
Holy smokes.
that I enjoy. I've talked about playing disc golf a lot, over the course of the summer, and so I'm glad I got to do that. It was kind of like a time for me to be able to reflect a little bit, considering I did go by myself. My wife wasn't able to join me. She had some obligations that she had planned out already, and being my fault, I didn't tell her about the meet until probably like 4 weeks before. I think I just forgot to. I don't know. So I was there alone, which is fine. I don't mind being alone necessarily, but it was definitely an interesting couple days. So moving forward, I think there should be another meet. So I was going to do a competition this past spring 2025, and that's when I was dealing with that wrist injury, so I had to pull out of that. So it's not announced, it's not posted anywhere, but I'm banking on the fact that there's going to be another competition in my state mid-spring, probably early April. So I was looking back at some of previous videos that I've posted, and especially the leading up to that competition that I would have done last spring. I was doing the Catalyst Athletics a program out of that book that he wrote, Greg Everett, I think, and that was really effective for me. I think I wasn't managing fatigue very well at the time, which is probably what led to me injuring my wrist. So what I'm going to do is I mapped it out. Starting this week, it's 23 weeks out from the first week of April. So I'm going to essentially run, those programs are 12 weeks with 5 days per week. So I'm probably going to do like a modified version. So I'm just going to take out one of the heavier weeks or something like that and run that program essentially, and then hopefully kind of see where I'm at, and then maybe I'll run it like in its entirety once I kind of get an idea of when that competition is in the spring. So I'm hoping that that's effective. I'm going to go back to 5 days a week training, and they're definitely a lot more intensive training days than I was doing, like 1 or 2 more exercises per day. This initial part is for sure more intensive. For example, my snatch day yesterday, I did 6 total sets of triples, and then snatch pulls, and then 5x8 back squat, and then straight leg deadlift and back squat jumps. So I was pretty, not like debilitated today, but I was pretty sore, and I haven't been sore honestly from a lift in quite a while. So I'm gonna see where that goes. I got to start eating more, and we'll see what happens. So I appreciate everyone kind of watching along as I prep for this meet. Encouraging words on my videos and the reels that I've posted, or the shorts, excuse me. I appreciate all that. And time to start working for the next one. So, thanks.